going to be covering the 41 Discord League Silver Cup Finals. We have Voidnoob versus Inalia, so might be Honor Lion versus Twin Soul Temple. Seeing the arrow probably makes it so. At least in my experience, and Twin Soul Temple with because generally EBS, I think, these days. Let's forgot to put it on the Discord. Let's let them know I'm streaming again. Okay, that's taken care of. All right. Pretty interesting flips. Yeah, it looks like it on a deck, right? So, Prodigy with one fate. Ooh, interesting. Recruit and buying the Acolyte of the Ways. Okay. I mean, he's going to get passing fate, but holy fuck. I assume we're going to see the armament artisan be bought. Just because with honored veterans it's like a free extra honor. Yep. Gonna be bought with Veta. As to not lose the whole board. Should he lose should he lose Void? So yeah, honored veterans honors the scout. Honors the armament artisan. Oh no, Voidnoob. You forgot to activate the scout. It's phase, it's not round. Well, okay, so Okay, COVID on... Wait, Adept of the Waves has COVID on water, but then attacks Void. What is this game? I mean, you definitely don't want to go water, but I also don't see why you activate the ability right now. I also can't believe that Voidnoob just didn't defend this with the obstinate recruit. That's just an honor loss he took for no reason. Yeah, it's an Alpha evening scrap, but at the moment I'm looking at two people wildly flailing their arms around, it feels like. Okay. Lion moves on Earth into Honor's Reward. Clean break at the moment. Earthring, good choice. Phoenix should defend this because they can stand the Prodigy because they have a ring. Twin Soul Temple can change it to Void. I don't quite know what happened during that game, but I mean, no cards were. I mean, I guess characters were bought without activating them, like the scout and I guess the adept of the waves. So yeah, Twin Soul Temple changes the watering symbol to Void Ring. And now we'll see air attack. Okay. That was a fairly bad ring, to be honest. Fire would have been better to honor the Prodigy of the Waves, but buying the Prodigy of the Waves with one fate was also a very big mistake. Okay, but it wins the airing, breaks, upholding. Oh, and we saw bounce out, cloud mind, defend zero on air becomes sky, find katana, supernatural stone. Killing air becomes sky is. Yeah, fine, that's a good choice. Okay, next round. Hard buying Zentro. Okay, that could be fine. He doesn't really have anything else, I suppose. Um, couldn't activate the scout in the fate phase. Only one honored character leaving. And on the other side, buying high cost characters with one fate, we see Kaide and the Solemn Scholar. Mm. Okay, so first, no, it's a Kaide. You don't. I thought it was catchy. No, Voidnoob gave to honor this time. You can't activate Meticulous Scout on that. But I thought I was casting the Silver Cup finals, not the not the beginners league finals, because someone just didn't read the card and went Void Ring. Even if it was to deny, which it isn't, there's a Kaide on the other side, so there could be two Void Rings, and you can't Void Ring Kaide. Oh well. Okay, we see Way of the Lion to break on top of the Sharpen the Mind. And Void Ring will do nothing. He didn't stop to think about it, however, which might mean he actually did know and he still wanted to deny it for some reason. Which again doesn't make very much sense, but who knows? Kaede went with water into Art of War. Kaede with the water ring is always very interesting. Should there be someone with one fate? It's a little bit like Cleanse the Empire. Voidnoob defense, prepare for wars. Okay. And put above question on Kaede. Not bad if you want to prevent some stands and such. Inalia thinking on how to proceed. Voidnoob can go political with 4 skill after he honors the honored historian. No, venerable historian. It becomes an honored historian. You shouldn't go air, you go earth. You're not contesting an honor victory right now. Hmm. Okay, Nkata attacks back, giving the firing. Okay, next flop. Copy of Kaide, very lucky. Definitely, definitely doesn't really deserve that flop, but let's leave that be for a moment. And the Yojimbo, pretty good. Oh, and other Kaide on the other side. Um, Kaede herself is a pretty good tower target if you don't use her ability. And I mean, well, both Kaede, both the Phoenix and the Lion Kaede. But Lion Kaide's ability more specifically. Just because she can be void ringed, can be fire ringed, so if you don't have easy access to Dishonor, she can be like a 4-cost 5/6. Then if you build your deck around it, can be a good tower target. In the Lion Shugenja build, I really like Kaide. Especially because with Ancestral Sight, you can then even dupe her. She can use her ability to keep other targets in play, which you Voice of the Ancestor have a deck around that, which I haven't really tried out too much yet, but it feels good. Although I do think this deck is probably not built around Kaide, and it's more like, oh, if I find Kaide, then it's decent, I guess. Maybe Cloud of Mind Activator. Okay, going to Fertile Fields, contesting Void Earth with Kaide and the Adept. Oh, and we activated Adept for wait. You can turn Kaide into an Earth Ring activator instead of a Void Ring activator? That's also pretty dope. Sorry, I am echoing. I think Dirty Deeds would have said something if I was echoing. You sure you haven't got me open in Discord or another tab, Shadow? That's usually what happens when that happens to me. Like if you clicked on my stream via Discord, check that I'm not open in Discord as well. Okay, Voidnoob is not going to defend the Earth Void conflict, which is weird. I think if anything, you would like to defend the military conflict in this case. Yeah, no problem. It happened to me as well. Yeah, you say one single Lion voice, but I won 2 games with Crane for the Discord League and for Landfall, so I'm not sure how proud the Lion ancestors are for me. Especially since I beat 2 Lions. uh. Oh, okay, we used even the odds to move Centaurine, but oh yeah, you were coverted. Yeah, never mind, I forgot. It was coverted. Or coverted. Okay, so we first see Sharpen the Mind on another in service. Banzai on the other side of the field. We also do a card of Fertile Field already, if I remember correctly. It's not breaking, so, but we will lose an Earth and a Void ring, so one Void of Zentaro and the Earth ring. Discarding Call to War. At least the thing with Kaide is that you can potentially one Fate her like happened last turn, because she can't be Void Ringed, so you can always hope for the second copy. I would usually not encourage that, because you won't always find the second copy. A very big gamble. Voidnoob will go Void, as to his namesake. Dreamer is on what ring? Fire. Okay. So would take a Yojimbo defense not to break, but Phoenix has card advantage currently. Chat has left the game. Sorry, just commenting on someone in the Jigoku chat as the spectator. Okay, so we see a full defense. Supernatural Stone for 3. Okay, and the restricted card is Call to War. Do we know that? I'm not even sure, like, how many. If like all the 4-letter names are Kuon, yeah, maybe. Okay, Code Games is cancelled after the Supernatural Storm. That's a very like helpful byproduct of Supernatural Storm pumping both sides. We now see Tadaka. Which will probably, if there's a Code Games, he might go for Fertile Fields. Otherwise, maybe break out of War. Who knows? Yeah, and at this point, Phoenix is taking over, even though they did some questionable plays, just because Lion's characters aren't very good. We had to hard buy Zentago, which never even hit a holding, and we have a Kaide which has no synergy with your deck, and didn't have to activate her ability either yet. So Tsukubai would have probably been better. The 1 bid turn 1 was wasted because there was no Meticulous Scout activation. And you're playing Assassination in potentially Honor Lion. Yeah, this build isn't very good. Although it's not Honor Lion, but you're playing a bunch of bad cards in your Conquest Lion deck. Like, let me talk a bit about Call to War. So Call to War was obviously very good with Exposed Courtyard. So much so that you could even like buy characters with no fate kind of good. But the card in and of itself is really, really, really low value. Unless you're building a hyper tower, which is a bit harder to do these days. Just because It's a conflict card which does nothing, basically, just save a character. And not even save it, like it doesn't even save against Way of the Crab, like a Ceaseless Duty might. Um, and and it's just, yeah, it's a -1 card in your hand for what? For what basically is a less impactful on the board, um, like ready for battle but for Void Ring. It, it's not a good restricted card. Unless you somehow find a way to build Hyper Tower and Lion, or a more attachment heavy Lion, which might have some characters leave. But then I also don't quite agree on like maybe playing Kaide. Like it like if you put Kaide in your deck, you plan to buy Kaide. I think that like, and playing Kaide with Counter War feels like not very useful. Like it sort of feels like a one of the other situation. There's a cute thing with Kaide, like if you splash new name, you can call to war Kaide, but locks you into void. I bring it up. I don't know how good Hyper Tower is. It's not a playstyle which I play very like, which I like to play. Um, so I don't really build decks for it. Although the Shugenja build is more along the lines of a Hyper Tower build. Um, but and Master Tactician seems like the. I actually agree with the choice there. I think Master Tactician is probably the best Hyper Tower card. The problem is it doesn't work within Service to my lord. So Phoenix goes pretty wide this turn, with the other characters coming in. But how many supernatural storms? Voidnoob refusing to just bid 5, and I still don't know why. You're not dishonoring Phoenix. You're not. Or did I maybe miss like a meticulous scout activation because it was on the box? I'm sorry if I was looking at the province row, but yeah, he might have activated it on the box. My bad, and I just didn't see. Okay, but it was in the second turn, not the first turn when he bid 1. Yeah. But yeah, back to Hyper Tower. If you have Hyper Tower and Lion and you have a bunch of good playable attachments which aren't restricted, which, like, there's actually a lot like Sharpen the Mind, there's one Tactical Ingenuity, one... I would even play True Strike Genjutsu, like as a one of two of. And Fine Katana, obviously, or Hornet Fan. No Prepared Ambush. Because hell, you need battlefields anyway. And then, yeah, it can be very efficient. And then playing those cards for free with the Master Tactician can let you set, like, some dishonor pressure or keep up your honor against certain decks. And he has the most synergy with all your cards because he's a Bushi commander, which becomes an 8/8. So Tsuko is a little bit better because in a lot of cases because she can stand, but I assume the deck would be playing Tsuko and Master Tactician. Okay, so the half committed, half poke attack of Voidnoob results in Tadaka defending it because Voidnoob has no cards to pump or to break through. I think with In Service to My Lord in the bin, the card to play with would actually have been Tsuko, but yeah, the attack should have been with Tsuko. Depending on the amount of prepare for played or if you have censure available, I would actually like maybe turn Kaide into like firing. Although she does still have that above question, which means against the wave doesn't work. But yeah, maybe go fire and attack earth firing. Fight for the board. Dishonor Tsuko. Shiba Jojimbo is not a very good character against Lion usually. Most type of Lion decks, because Lion doesn't really point at your characters as much. So while still decent bodies, they... So while still decent bodies, they what was I about to say? Oh yeah, they don't do very much with their abilities. Like a 3 cost 3/2 blank. Eh. But of course, because they're so good in other matchups, it's really only a Lion matchup sort of thing. Voidnoob uses Move In as a card games for Tsuko, then finds card games with Tactical Ingenuity. Province breaks though because he can't muster any skill. And then Earth and Void Ring, hand to hand into the bin. Also, I know Phoenix plays like maybe a few of Ancestral Sites in Bird deck, but I also think you can do a really good like tower build with Ancestral Site, just with Kaide in Phoenix. I'd have to go over the attachments that you're able to play though. Like Voidnoob, you had in service to my lord in your bin. Are you forgetting in service to my lord in your bin? He isn't he isn't off too badly because he is sort of winning on board because all the powerful things on Inalia's board are going to leave. But he could have played to his outs way more, just attacked with Tsukor, that first conflict. And stood with in service to my lord. Or keep Tsukor for now, I guess. But or like stood Tsuko now, like so that you have two breaks that you can threaten maybe the stronghold break next turn, or at least set up for the turn after when you're first player again. Now you have to do that all of that next turn, which is maybe a little easier, but also this Tadaka is coming for your stronghold. If Phoenix had two censures, I would have actually slammed censure. Oh, but there were two. There were even two in service. There were even two in service to my lord in the bin. Like, or did he play one from hand? I didn't really see where it came from. So we have Seeker of Air with Earth and Water. So there's Void or Fire. Maybe someone listened to me and put Dishonorable Assault. Um, or there's Pilgrimage. Raging Battleground. I almost got Raging Battleground in one of my games today, chat, but I had highlighter flaw, so I could highlight how bad of a card that was, and it didn't go off. Sorry, that's so bad. Okay, so Tadaka is going in, question mark? You know, highlight of flaws, the crane firewall card, which cancels the activation of a province effect. It was a cool deck though. It was a Swarmy line with feeding an army, and he activated his feeding an army with like two meticulous scouts on board by using it on before the throne. I mean, Highlight is a pretty good card, so no, the roll isn't bad for Crane. Crane has a really powerful card in in new name and has a Scorpion counter card in Arrow, but in Soul Beyond Reproach, but Firewall isn't bad for Crane. That other Firewall card is not really amazing, but if you want to tech against Dishonor, it's potentially not a bad card. And then maybe in some other splashes, there's a good fire card, although not one I immediately think of. You could have like Blessing of Kurokujin in Phoenix if you want to splash Phoenix. Yes, I was talking about Icon of Favor when I meant when you want to tech against Dishonor. I think that card wasn't bad when less honor options existed. Of course, with Kyuden, Kakita, that card is fairly obsolete, right? He could have also used like a stat boost. Okay, Kaide prevents Zentaro from leaving, and after successfully defending the stronghold, we have a better Lion board currently. Let's see how he uses it, because... Oh, and to counteract the amazing skill of finding a Isawa Kaide copy, Lion now finds a Akodo Kaide copy. Alright, and I guess Imperial Librarian is a card. Definitely not a bad card for Imperial Scorpion decks. Which also go viral. Scorpion's viral character is weird. It's like a semi-beater on political, which they don't really need. Which then is either a harpoon or a dishonor. So people haven't tried that out enough, I think, but yeah, it's probably not what you need in Scorpion. Under Siege from Lion is an interesting card. I think that card got a little bit better because how more restricted attachments are in just being able to plonk down on the board. But still a card you don't just play to play. Okay, now Voidnoob, at least it's 4. Still one number on the dial too few, my friend. You're not a Dishonor deck, you're not an Honor deck, there's no Meticulous Scout on the board. But we can put a card back on top, we have a good board, we have an In Service to My Lord in the bin, now we can go and commit something to a conflict and break a province. Oh, right, and looks like Voidnoob shows Honor's Reward on box, that's fine. Wouldn't be my first choice, but Lion always probably has still like one honored character, so that's definitely not a bad option. Wait, wait, hold on a second, Didi. Why did you put 3 icon of favors on the brush, Samurai? That doesn't do anything. Or does it give glory? Am I... Oh, while you have it... Okay, look. It's been a while, right? I forgot that card actually gave stats in some capacity. Um, that actually makes the card a little bit better. It's not a bad card, I don't think, but it's a bit obsolete in Crane. But I think it's a cool card. Okay. Political attack, clarity of purpose, voice of honor to cancel the clarity. Good splash, good splash. Two above question is too much though. Very much prefer just 2 resourcefulness, 3 voice of honor, and 1 above question from my splash. Okay, an ageless crown. I'm not sure you should have played that in a conflict where you don't have any fate left yourself then. Where you also don't know if Phoenix can't push through. But you sure did downplay that ageless crown. Now you go military water with Kaide and the Mastermind. I want you to break a province or activate, sure. Use in service, that's fine. You can only use Tsuko and go like water. Now it's about tempo. Go break with Tsuko. Ready something for the defense. Okay, up becomes Sky. Ready for battle. Sancho. Ooh. So again, military water. You need to take into account spell scroll on the Prodigy. Although you also activate the Prodigy, which isn't fun, but... Going back to the Icon of Favor and the Brash Samurai, 3 Icon of Favor, 3 Icon of Favors plus 3 Imperial Librarians. That's a 10-9 Brash Samurai. That's pretty big. That's a good 2-drop. Okay, yeah, and after the activation of In Service to My Lord, Field Tactician puts Voice of Honor on top of the deck. That's a good choice for the matchup. Now, If you're only going to get one break, I don't see why you had to go into the unexplored province there. You knew it was going to be an Earthroll, and so you know it's 100% upholding authority. You had two perfectly attackable provinces there. You just needed to go with both characters. You can defend the military conflict with Centaur. Unless, of course, you fear another Earth Become Sky. Let's count the Earth Become Skies. And a 1. And a 2. So that would only be a thought if you would say Inalia is on the third Earth Become Sky, which would be okay. Now here we take the Voice of Honor we put on top. Now here we use the Mastermind to bow the Yojimbo. Please don't target the Prodigy of the Waves, because then you validated the buying of the Yojimbo. Okay, so you messed up. You should have used the ability that interacts with something first after Phoenix passed. Try not to do that. I made the same mistake against... Okay, we're going to in service to my lord. Now we have a Voice of Honor so we can cancel EBS, should it be there. Problem is, if... Then you probably... I mean, it doesn't matter, there's Twin Soul Temple, the Prodigy was going to stand in either case, but... Now you are committed to defending the conflict again, and you wasted a lot of fate on these characters with no fate, and you... At least you can go and break with Kaide afterwards. Spell Scroll. Spell Scroll is going to recur against the waves, which you shouldn't do because you still have a Prodigy activation. Unless you think you're going to win with the two characters, which, spoiler alert, you won't. And also Voice of Honor, but yeah. What you could have... No, it was military. Never mind. Really? Not using the... This is definitely a high mistake count sort of game. Or we want Prodigy standing. Yeah, but there's Kaide, which can easily stand with Tsuko being the one attacking. Go attack Kuroi Mori. Leave the Manicured Garden for next turn. You break either side of the conflict space. You can do Earth, that's fine. Fire is also a good choice. And if Phoenix loses this game, it definitely lost because it didn't fade their characters correctly, and Kaide coming in and Akado Kaide coming in and being a counter to that is definitely it's definitely even bigger proof of that. You need to like fight for your board. Exposed secrets. Wow. Okay. Look, I don't hate the card, but that's like a card you never take into account because not a lot of people like include it. Man, exposed secrets hitting hard. In Harmony, also like a cool card as one or two of. Mm, yeah, I guess on a Tuturi with two fate. But listen, please break some provinces. Ooh, Tsuke. Hmm. No, Tsuke is a problem. Tsuke means, as a lion player, you should only... Well, first of all, you should probably attack military fire with... No, you should probably attack with Toturi, military. And then you should try to focus your defense on Zentaro and Kaide. And I think military fire is a good attack for Toturi. You military fire onto Manicured Garden to power down Tsuke and the Prodigy, for example. Why do you want to attack with Toturi to make sure you're not going to lose all the fate on your characters this turn? Fire by default deactivates Tsuko's default stance, so he has to Twin Soul Temple on Tsuke then. And then if you focus your biggest defense around your no fate characters like Kaide and Centauro, you only lose they can't be fate can't be removed. In the worst case, you bring in either Mastermind Tactician or Tsuko. Again, not sure what this honor like victory condition sort of bidding is. He's at least getting somewhat closer, I guess, but really no reason to. You want cards to combat Phoenix, you want to close this game, you're not a dedicated honor deck. I don't agree with... Like, is your hand so bad that the honored Tuturi cannot break a province by himself. I guess it's safe. Wait, you went Earth? Look. Okay. Evaluating value of one card in hand versus power on board. I currently don't think, in the situation that we find ourselves in, that like the swing of 3 skill from Tsuke and 3 skill on Tsuko, for example, is worth the double Earth Ring. I don't think anything in Inalia's hand currently is worth 6. Like I'm not sure any, like 2 cards from Inalia and 2 cards for... It is a lot of cards, but immediately comparing it to 6 skill for like maybe 2 turns is a difficult take. But at least he used the favorable ground to bring Zentro back when there was no defense. So not a bad choice. Although I think having the flexibility of the favorable ground, on defense, so like after you, like if you defend with Tento and Kaide and then you can favorable ground in one of the other 2 characters, is potentially a lot more favorable. Now because you didn't go fire, you could still lose the fate on Tsuko, so you can actually only attack with the Mastermind and actually probably don't want to defend with Tsuko unless you got a call to war. One. There is a potential 3rd call to war. So yeah, just Tentaro, Kaide, defense. Easy. I don't like Mastermind because he's not going to do anything against these 2 characters. The Yojimbo is just going to stop it. And this attack would have been so much easier to defend had you like dishonored the Prodigy and Tsuke or like honored Kaide or something instead of dishonoring the Prodigy. But we'll see the defense with the Mastermind, at least if there's a Tsuka activation here. Easy first thing to do is use Honor's Reward. I don't know why you removed 4 cards to Baotsuke, but... And here we are, like I said. Mastermind is not a great defense here. As his ability does nothing. I guess with exposed secrets being revealed, it is a bit more logical that you... Exposed secrets is such a dirty card, now that I think of it. But it's not very good against Dragon, so... Difficult call for the meta. Ready for battle, might see the final EBS. Nope. Tactical finds in service, which has no targets. Unless he wants to bow the mastermind now. But I would definitely just pass let Tsukebe do Sonnet because of pride and be done with that. I'm not sure what you're going to do with that Otari. I guess you could use him for the political attack. That would be pretty safe. Wait. Why does someone who plays like he has a honor deck have prayers to Ibisu in his deck? Hmm. You immediately lose 10 Tomoya points for that. But it's fine. We have sharpened the mind. We can play one-offs. Although I'm not sure why you would play this one-off in your deck. So there's that. Okay, let's see it. Military fire. Oh, sorry, political fire. Why watering now and why would the Tsuko? That loses you the Tsuko. Like, you don't need it to cut a break on political, and you can use it to defend. Yep. And that's why you should have used the Turi. Although you might find Call to War. Also, by the way, this game has gone past time already by 25 minutes, but you know. That's just for the viewers, or for the players, should they watch the VOD. You definitely should work on decision making in terms of time spent. And also you should play with chess clocks for that reason. But in either case, so watering is activated, you don't have any conflict, so you're for some reasons care. Wait, when did it turn to water? Okay, apparently we attack. Voidnoob is. Oh, he switched the ring with Koemari. Okay, never mind. Okay, but now because you were a little bit slower, Phoenix still has the advantage. And because arguably you attacked the wrong rings or used the wrong characters, you lost Zuko for no good reason. So your victory still isn't a victory, although I think with a Toturi and a Mastermind, you'll Voidnoob more than likely will be able to take the win. Scout and Armament Artisan are a good couple here. And Phoenix's Dynasty Flip isn't good enough. For those who don't know or haven't seen it yet, you can always hover the card name in the chat box to highlight which specific instance of the card the game is talking about. Only works with cards in play though. And it'll highlight them in the same green as the chat. Okay, we're at 21 honor on the stronghold with the Tatari. We can get the consecutive. No, we can get the triple win condition. We can win on honor, break, and airing at the same time. Now, obviously, not exactly the same time with how the game framework works, but in our hearts and minds, Lion can win the triple consecutive victory condition. In this instance, depending on someone defends or not, either the dishonor or the stronghold victory condition will be first, but and you would technically have to gain one more honor to do them at the same time, because else you can only gain two and they don't lose one. But you know, it's the thought that counts. Cloud the mind on the venerable historian. All right. I assume this is going to be the final swing of Phoenix. Um, Given that there's only two like supernatural storms, I'm not quite sure we're going to make it. Now, if we have the final spell scroll as well, that's yeah, if you have the final spell scroll as well, that 9 plus 9. But yeah, we also have Mastermind, who... How many tactics do we have left? Because you killed the tactic too much last time. Well, my children, I am afraid to say there are no tactics in the discard pile. So Mastermind Tactician is not going to do anything. Will Phoenix snatch this from Lion? Yeah, I would bring in the Historian. It's not going to do anything otherwise. Just every skill could matter here. So we have 11 with Honor's Reward. chooses to even the odds, the mastermind. Fine. That's 15 with honest reward. I assume either Phoenix is going to break this, or someone is going home. I could see a potential break, and given the conflict deck size, it might actually be there. But we'll see. +9, although +9 is not enough. It's actually only enough to be even after honors reward, so never mind. Oh, clarity of purpose on Dreamer. Wow, that's not worth it, but yeah, I wouldn't even voice of honor that feels like a bait. And yeah, with even the odds, that was a tactic. You always have to remove one from the game, so even though the character has 0. Oh, there's a Talaka. Interesting. That's still the same amount of skill though, so nothing really gained there. Soon we're going to take a look at the 4-card hand of Lion. Call to one, a Kodo Mastermind. Okay. Was the final call to war? Service Banzai and ready for battle, and we discard Banzai. And look, the Mastermind knows how to Banzai, so with his tactical ingenuity, he finds another Banzai. Ooh, believe in the little teacher. Dragon Splash. Good old Dragon Splash. Did we know that already? No, actually. We haven't like seen a let go or something. This honor token is discarded. Still not near this break, but now with... Oh, actually should have gone... No. But yeah, now with the Supernatural Storm into Spell Scroll, we can still... Now we can break. No, can we? We were at 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. Yes, that breaks. Ooh, and we have a Chord Games. We still need triple Supernatural Storm. There's one. Oh my god, does he have it? Or is this to prevent 2K from dishonoring itself? Which, I mean, is still a loss. But he could bring back 2K, I guess. Second Supernatural Storm? Okay. And that's the end. After a 1 hour and 40-minute game, I guess it's the finals. Maybe the finals don't need chess clocks. Who knows? After a 1 hour and 40-minute game, we have our Silver Cup champion. Congratulations, Voidnoob. And good job, Inalia. Big claps. Definitely a outlasting sort of game we saw with Kaltua and Kaide. Definitely some mistakes and inefficiencies there. Oh, yeah, Phoenix. Yeah, Phoenix just missed one spell scroll. Oh, never mind. It's in the bin. All right. Thank you all for joining me, everyone. Once again, this has been me, Ikomatamayo. Happy to bring you more L5R content. Look forward to more of my Discord League games tomorrow, I hope. I'll see if people are available. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for joining me. This has been Ikomatamayo once again. Goodbye.